You are listening to the NPZ Law Firm Show. Immigration woes, visa serve no's. US and Canadian immigration and nationality lawyers who speak your language.
Back on the Immigration Hour with the NPZ Law Group, simplifying immigration for you. I'm Vijaya talking to Snehal Batra. She's managing attorney at NPZ's Raritan office. Namaste, Snehal.
Namaste, Vijaya, and Kamsho to you and to all our listeners.
Welcome. Great to have you on. Snehal, we have a question from a listener and they're asking, my parents have green cards, but they've been in India for more than 6 months. And now I'm concerned that they'll not be able to return to the US or perhaps be forced to give up their green card. So what can we do on this?
This is a great question and very timely because this is happening. We're actually hearing reports through AILA National that ports of entries are overstepping. CBP is more aggressive and many green card holders are being placed in secondary inspection and asked questions regarding their length of trip, purpose, basically questioning their intent to maintain their U.S. green cards and residency. And unfortunately, some of them are forced into surrendering their green cards. And we saw this during Trump 1.0, the first administration, and we're starting to see it now. And so when you have a green card and you enter the country, CBP is going to screen you to determine, are you a returning resident? Like, are you just a green card holder coming back? Or are you what's called an arriving alien? So if they determine like there's no issue, then you're going to be able to come back and get processed quickly, no problem. But CBP considers somebody an arriving alien if they determine that you abandon your green card, your status. So if you've been absent from the U.S. for more than 6 months, this is a presumption that you abandon your status, right? You have to provide them with proof and evidence to overcome this presumption. So like we know many people in our community that have green cards, they're not really living in the U.S. They're spending a lot of time outside, only visit maybe a few weeks during the year. This is a problem because in order to maintain your green card, you're required to establish and maintain a permanent home in the U.S. And if you're not doing that, they can consider this as abandonment. So our caller, or listener rather, should expect that they're going to be placed in secondary inspection, her parents, and CBP is going to ask about the travel history. Where is the family? Are they working? Do they file tax returns, own property? And this is not just for the U.S. They're also going to ask about India, right? Because if you still have a lot of property there, most of your family is there, maybe you're even like quasi-working there. This is problematic. And if they feel that you abandon your residency, they're going to try to convince you that, you need to sign this form to surrender or abandon your lawful permanent resident status. And this is Form I-407. And it's a form that basically says that you are relinquishing your green card status. And if you find yourself in this situation, really important to know a couple of key things here. You can't lose your green card status only because of the time you've been outside the U.S. Okay? They're going to ask you questions about like what you're doing. So if they feel, in addition to being outside for extended stays, maybe like you're working there, these are considerations on whether or not you surrendered the green card. Okay? And you actually are able to remain a green card holder until an immigration judge signs a removal order. So CBP may force you into abandoning the green card, but you have to sign it voluntarily. And if you refuse to sign it, they're going to put you in removal proceedings, basically. And that's fine. That's actually what we want. We don't want you to just surrender the green card because we want the judge to have the final say that you're losing your green card because you abandoned it. Okay. And, judges are reluctant to do that. There's a very high burden. The government has to prove by clear, unequivocal, and convincing evidence that you lost your green card status through abandonment. So judges, again, they're reluctant to do that. So excuse me, unfortunately, people don't realize this because they're afraid, they're confused maybe, you know, they don't understand. That's another problem with language barriers, right?
Yeah.
So they might just feel like, oh my gosh, I don't want to be deported, or I don't want to be detained, right? Taken into jail. I'm going to just sign this document to surrender my green card.
Yeah.
So really important that you know this and be prepared. Make sure you have proofs. You know, you have property in the U.S., you know, take the ownership documents, take your driver's license for the U.S., tax returns, bank account statements, really just to explain to them why you've been outside for an extended period of time and why you're still maintaining your U.S. residence, you know, and if you're not doing that, this is the time to do it because you can't really get away anymore with spending, you know, 4 months, 5 months in India, coming back for a few weeks, going back to India, because this is not the administration where they're going to let you get away with that anymore. So public service announcement, you know, if you're spending a lot of time outside the country, expect to be placed in secondary inspection. Make sure you have some evidence. And remember, don't surrender your green card because only the judge can take away your status. But if you voluntarily sign this, basically you're losing that right. Okay? So please call us if you think that you're going to have certain issues like this when you return to the U.S., and we'll help you put together something to overcome this issue.
Yes, changing times and, you know, changing direction, I guess. So
changing of the guard, absolutely.
Yes. And of course, the road to immigration, US or Canadian, is long and arduous, and you want to have the best advocate rooting for you, helping you through, and that's the NPZ Law Group. They're there to assist you in all things. Visit visaserve.com or call them at 201-670-0006, and don't forget to mention Mirchi for a special discount of your consult. And thank you so much, Snehal.